Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Programming in Python. And today we're going to be talking about lists. Now, I know the last video we talked about if statements, conditionals, and strings and data types, but today we will be talking about lists. And basically, what are lists, right? So it's a collection of things in Python. Like, let's say you want to store multiple strings into a collection or multiple integers. That's what lists are. Although there is something different about lists than most other data types, is that it's zero-based indexed. Now, I remember I gave you a quick basics understanding of what zero index means, or zero-based numbering, I believe is the formal term. But let me give you a quick recap. So basically, zero-based numbering is really simple. We start off counting, and for example, my name, Josh, right? We start counting the letter J with 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there'd be 4 letters in my name, right? Well, what zero-based index says, like, hey, you know what? We actually start off, excuse me, we actually start off with the letter 0 first. I'm sorry, with the number 0 first. 0, 1, 2, 3. So instead of 4, we'd be counting from 0. Basically what happens is we're getting the initial index, we're counting that as 0, and then so on and so forth in that ascending order. Now let's talk about actually getting the syntax of lists. So it's really simple, just like any other variable in Python. It's just the name of the string, or I'm sorry, the name of the list. Let's call it a string list, because as I said before, you can have different data types. So let's make this a string list. And in order to do this, you want to use the square brackets, open and close. And then you'll see inside the square brackets, inside the list, we'll add our strings. Remember, strings, you always put double quotes. Let's make names. Let's put my name, Josh, in there. Let's put my buddy Adam, which by the way is also doing a programming series with Java, so go check that out if you're interested in Java. What's another name? Mike. Let's make up Mike. What else? John. Last one. Let's make it a female. Let's go with Sarah. Right? First thing that came in my mind. Now, what can we do with a list? Well, there's many things we can do. We can find out the length of a list, right? So in order to do that, it's very simple. I'm going to print it out to the console. Or actually, you know what? Let's make the length into a specific variable. Let's call it length. Oh, wow. I cannot spell length of list. Remember, it's len, parentheses, and then whatever's inside, which in this case would be the list. So let's print out length of list. I remember right click, run Python file and program, and we'd see that it's 5. Now, length is not zero-based index. It's we count them normally. That's what length does. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can see that, yeah, the length, there's 5 things in there. But if we were to print out, how many things are there zero-based index counting, then it'd be from 0 to 4. Now, let's talk about finding a specific index in the list. Now, let's say I only want I only want to know what the first index is, what value it is in the list. Well, I can do that very simply by just saying string list and then the square brackets again. Inside the square brackets, though, we're going to put whichever index I want. So if I want the first one, I'm going to put 0. So if we run that, we're going to be able to see that, hey, it's Josh, right? Josh is the first index in that list. So if I put 1, the second index, that's going to have to be, oh, well, there you go, it's Adam, right? So that's really simple. You could also go backwards. You could start from the end and continue like that. It's called negative indexing. So if we put -1, we're going to see that if we run the Python, we'll see that the last one is Sarah, and then we can continue descending in that order. -2, not 21. -2, you'll be able to see that hey, it's John. So we can go into ascending order and descending order. It's very important to know that. And also, let's say we know from zero-based index this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say I put 5 in here. Just a quick, I want to try out. I want to know what happens. Let's run it real quick. Whoa, we got an error here. Index error, list index out of range. Well, all that means is that, hey, this value that you put does not exist in this list. So you put the wrong index in there that doesn't really exist, right? That's all that means. Um, so that's that. We could also get a range of indexes. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say I only want the second term to the, what would it be? Let's get from Adam all the way to John. All right, so Adam is going to be the second, right? So it has to be 1. And then what we do, we put a colon. And then we go to the indexed that is 1 up from whatever the value we want. What does that mean, right? So let's say we want Adam to John, right? So we're going to go Adam, which is 1, Mike, 2, John, 3, but then we're going to end at 4 with Sarah. Because the last one will not be included. It's going to be excluded. It's going to stop here. So when we run it, you'll see that, see, Adam, Mike, and John. We were able to go from the second term to the third and then the fourth, but not the fifth. We exclude the fifth. Now the same kind of process goes with starting from the beginning and going up to a specific number. Like let's say we want to stop, we want to go from Josh and stop at John. We don't have to put 0 and then go to 4. We could just put :4. And then you'll be able to see immediately that it goes from Josh, Adam, Mike, and John. And if we want, we could add all of them. And we can see there's Josh, Adam, Mike, John, and Sarah. It's just going from that ascending order, right? And then the same kind of thing works the other way. Let's say I want to exclude Josh and Adam, and I want Mike and then all the way to the end. Well, it's just going to be 3. If we run it, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's going to be 2. I forget that the syntax here in Python is a little bit different. It's going to be Mike, John, Sarah, and because that's at the end. So it starts off with Adam, but it excludes him. It excludes him in the counting of the range. And then it continues going thereafter until we reach the end. So that's getting the ranges of the list from different indexes. We can also change items in the list. For example, I can change, let's say we don't want Mike in the, in the list. So what we could do is we could do string list, right? And then we could do dot, I'm sorry, not dot, the square brackets. What did I say? I said my Adam, right? So let's kick out Adam. String list 1 because Adam is in the second term in the sequence, right? So we make it equal to, and we can replace it with whatever name we want. Let's say we want John in. Oh, wait, no, John's already in. Let's put in Lucy. Let's put in Lucy. And if we print the list now, we will see that Adam has been completely kicked out of our list. Let me clear this up so it's easier to see. So let me comment this out real quick. So in the beginning, we see that Adam's in the list, right? Adam. But if we add this code, right, in, by the way, that was a comment what I did. A shortcut is Control and then the slanted bar on the keyboard. You hold Control, then press that button. And so if we run, it's Lucy. He gets replaced. And that's how you can easily replace, things different. Let's say you want to like change the whoever the item is, whatever the item is, you could change it just like that. We could also append. We could add on to the list. Let's say we don't want to kick Adam out, but we want to just we want to have Lucy, right? So instead of that, we're going to do dot append, right, which means to add, right? So we want to add Lucy into the group. Let's just cut that, put her here. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Let's put in Lucy here. And if we run it, we will see that, hey, Lucy's been added to the group. No one got kicked out, right? Thing is, not only can we add, but we can also insert a specific name into a specific index. What do I mean by that? Well, we added Lucy. We appended Lucy in here. But I want to invite my friend John, who is like, or I'm sorry, not John. Let's say his name is Mason, right? And he's my best friend, right? He's my best buddy, so he's gonna be my number 2. So I want him to be the second. I guess we're gonna make this the second most important in the group. We're gonna basically put Adam down to 3rd. How are we gonna do this? Well, it's really simple. It's dot insert, and then the name of Mason, right? My best friend. Let's run file, and we'll see that, oh, we got an error here. Insert expected 2 arguments got 1. Oh, it's because I didn't put the specific placement there. I forgot. But he's my best friend, right? So I'm going to replace Adam and put him down into 3rd. And then I'm going to put Mason into for my 2nd, right? So I have to obviously put the place where he's going to be. So if we run it now, let me clear this up real quick. So if we run it now, we'll see that, hey, Mason is now my 2nd in command. And the group, I guess, Adam just got demoted to 3rd. Sorry, Adam. But so that's that. We can also remove people from the list with, you guessed it, string list.remove. Now the thing with remove is that you can only put like the name of the person. So let's say they want to kick out Mike because he's not doing anything, right? So it would be list string list.remove or whatever the name of your list is, .remove and then Mike, right? So if we run it, we can see that Mike is no longer with us. He's out of the group. He's excluded. Now there's another way to remove, but instead of the name, we can do like the specific index, and that is, I believe is .pop. Just pop them out of the group, I guess. And then we have the whatever number it is. So let's say we want to exclude let's exclude me because I'm a horrible friend that I put Adam into my 3rd in the group. So let's remove me. So if we run Python file and program in terminal, I'm sorry, we see that I am out of the group due to the index of the list. So that is all about lists. Is the basics of lists. The next episode we're going to be talking about how to run a list through, like, run through each and every specific index using loops. So stay in tune for that. But that is the lesson. I hope you enjoyed.